Yo, 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 what's up? This is John from Judge University Garage in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I might put y'all on this side. Yeah, I'm going to put you on the other side so you ain't in the sunshine. Yeah. So, this series right here, boys and girls, appreciate everybody tapping in. So, I had to order some, I told y'all wrong earlier. I ordered some 10 gauge. I thought I had some, I didn't have any. So, they said it'd be here, it'd be ready in the morning, about 8:15, 8:30. So, that's okay, we still got a lot to do. No, it's today. No, it's today, man. It's today, big dog. All right, so probably gonna be on here for about an hour, or at least 30 minutes. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do. So, I've been doing a lot of reading, and I've been doing a lot of looking. Looking at a lot of stuff online, stuff like that. So, some of the key spots that they fix on these G-body chassis is, first of all, they fix this, right? This right here has a tendency to twist and break. Now I'm gonna order new chromoly long arms. So we're gonna order those. So what we're gonna do is cardboard is your friend. Cardboard is your friend. I try to keep all the straight cardboard, and then I burn everything that gets crinkled up. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set the camera down, and we're gonna reinforce this. We're gonna reinforce this. I'm gonna take a little piece, and I'm gonna see if I can break this profile in my brake. My brake says it can only do 16 gauge, and this stuff's 1/8 inch, so it's double. So might have to figure out something. But I've seen a lot of other kits online that they just come up, like they come up. I'd really like to box it like this way. I've seen a lot that do like that and come down and grab it. But I am gonna leave a hole for the fuel line, because there's nothing wrong with this fuel line. Just gonna clean it up and we'll go from there. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make these little brackets. We're gonna make these templates. Then when I get some metal, then I'm gonna program it. I'm gonna draw it up, and then we're gonna cut it out on the plasma table if I can get it going tomorrow. And I'm gonna make my own brackets, and then I'll save it in the computer as G-body support braces. This is the first piece we're gonna make. So everyone that I've watched, I figured this would be the easiest one to make for you guys tonight. And then we're gonna do a chain bridge. We're gonna box all this in. I'm going to get a tube bender, and we're gonna actually come in somewhere right in here with some 1-inch chromoly tubing, and we're gonna run a piece of chromoly tubing all the way down, and it's gonna grab here, and then we're gonna run braces off to the side, and then build a new cross member. So let me see if I can. I really need that damn thing from Amazon, so I'm probably gonna have to do like Carolina Big and cancel my order and do another one and do another order, because there's a bunch of shit that I had ordered that did not come in. But that's the life of the game. Yes. All right, so yes, I'm gonna reinforce it. I'm gonna box this in, and then I'm gonna build, when I get that tube bender, I'm gonna bend chromoly tubing, and I'm gonna exit off. Yeah. All right, so a chain bridge, Carolina Big said, explain it to the ones that don't know what a chain bridge is. All right, so chain bridge is where all this, now I've done a lot of reading and a lot of looking at videos, and there is not really a lot of shit on YouTube. It's like a top secret, man. Nobody wants to know about anything. But I tell you this, just as soon as I build one, I'm putting all the measurements out there. I'm putting all the material out there. I am going to be as transparent as possible, and I'm going to share it all, because I don't understand why people keep shit tight-lipped. Since this is family channel only, this is members only, I'm going to be straight up with you. Hopefully I don't get flagged. I don't understand why people keep shit to themselves, like somebody going to steal something from them, and they take it to the grave with them, and then once they're dead and gone, it's gone forever, and then somebody has to go back and try to learn everything. I don't understand why people do shit like that. And that's why a lot of people don't do dealings with me, because I tell it. I tell the shit. I tell it. So what a chain bridge is what, and if anybody knows different, please drop it down in the comments, because this is the first time I've actually done a car chassis. I've done a bunch of mini trucks, but not a car chassis. But what a chain bridge is, since a G-body does not have enough ass in it, like an Impala, it cannot do sitting three-wheel, right? So if you was going to be in a parking lot and do sitting three-wheel, you can't do it easily without a chain bridge. And an Impala, you just shift all the weight to one side, and bam, she stands up, bam, right there. Right? So, I know in my little Toyota pickup truck, it had 16 switches, but I had I can't remember, I had 12 or 16 batteries, I can't remember. And all the weight was to one side of the truck. So I always did three-wheel to the passenger side, for the driver, right? So, I mean, it would stand up. It would stand up, no problem. Well, with cars, especially a G-body, since there's not enough ass, and all this will be reinforced. There'll be a piece of chrome ollie tubing that goes here. There'll be an exoskeleton. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do before I get too crazy. I'm gonna have to put OG6 on the. I'm gonna have to take OG6 and put it on the lift. So when I'm building something here, I'm gonna take and mock it up. I'm gonna stick it underneath OG6 and make sure it fits. And when it fits, so I don't have no complication. Yeah, put lead in the quarters, stuff like that. I've seen that too, Elko. So what a chain bridge is you pretty much brace everything up, square everything up before you cut anything, right? And then a chain bridge is you cut this out, and they're taking a piece of 7-inch wide channel. A lot of people are making their channel, but I can get a piece of channel made up the street. They can make it whatever. They can make it whatever I need it to make. Now, I'm going to pay for it, but they can make it. So a piece of 7-inch channel. So I think that's what it is. It's whatever these pockets are, these stove pockets. So let me show you my tape measure. Where in the hell did I do my tape measure? Here we go. We'll just use a square. Yeah, that's 7 inches. Yeah. So, to what I've read, a 7-inch stovepipe, piece of pipe that's raised up, and then you put your cups and then you kind of recess it up a little bit where you don't want to go too much higher than this. That's why I want to be able to measure this from the floor, and then when I cut all this out, then you put the chain bridge in here, and then you got your hydraulic cylinders. Your hydraulic cylinders come through here, and then you got to sleeve it with a piece of chrome ollie, piece of DOM chrome ollie tubing, so your cylinders slide up in there so they're not just falling over. So you have to keep your cylinders upright. Then, in the center of the chain bridge, you go dead center, and then you split the difference. I've seen some go 3 inches this way. I've seen some go 4 inches this way, where it's a total 8 inches. So I guess it's just personal preference. Then you put a piece of rectangular tubing, thick wall, like 3/8 wall. You put it here and you put it here, and then you'll have these little stubs that hang down on both sides. And then you have to reinforce the axle. You have to build, some of them, I see take a piece of channel and drop over the rear end and then weld it. And then they put the other piece of 2x2 rectangular tubing right here. And then they take heavy grade chain and they put grade 8 or military grade bolts through the hole, sleeve it, and then they run the chain. And then the chain is slack. But what happens is when you go to pick up one side, it jams the chain and it forces the front left or the front right to stand up. Right? Right. And then it stands up like that. Now, also, Carolina Big just said rolling 3-wheel. Rolling 3-wheel, what I have read, and Elko just confirmed, a G-body does not have enough does not have enough booty in the trunk to make it flip over or to make it stand up. All right? So you can cheat by putting extra weight on this side or all that. So that's what the chain bridge is, to make it, to force that front wheel to pick up. And that's what a chain bridge does. So I'm running, JoJo's got me set up with 8-inch cylinders in the front, 10-inch cylinders in the back. And he said, I can run a chain bridge. And he said, if you do the chain bridge, you'll be able to stand, you'll be able to park and do 3-wheel standing. He said, now it won't be really, really high, but it'll be, he said it'll be a couple feet off the ground, but I mean, it won't be like monstrous standing up where you see them. Also, I asked him, did I need to run long arms? And he said, no, because long arms are for if you're going to hop it or do like crazy shit, and you don't need that. I also asked him, did I need to do big dog ball joints in the front, where you put the big ball joint, or you put the big ball joint, or not ball joint, big heim joint. You cut all this out. You cut all this out. You weld it in, and then you take a piece of chrome ollie, you extend it out, and then you run grade 8 military grade bolt, and you extend that. And he says that's only for competition if you're going to do some serious hopping to get it going. He said, but if you're not doing no competition, no hopping, nothing like that, no serious lockup or anything like that, no 14 or 16 inch. Yeah, hold on a second. I'll get to that, Elko. He said you don't have to run that, but he said you do. I would suggest you extending the A-arms an inch and reinforcing them. So I am going to buy the kit for the front, upper, and lower control arms. And the only reason why I'm going to buy the kit is so I can have the template. So I know exactly where the metal goes, and then I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to draw it up, and I'm going to put it in CAD, and I'm going to keep that shit to myself, and then I'll burn them out, and then if anybody needs them, I'll cut them out. So with the 1 inch, you also drill out these, you reinforce these, and you drill this out, and you put grade 8 military grade hardware in here as well, in this dog bone. So that's that. So I watched a couple of videos, like Hypo's. He did a real good video, but it's not on a G-body A-arm. It's on something different, but same concept. So basically, he didn't build a jig, but I would build a jig to bolt this to the table, and then you mark it. Then you mark it here, and you cut this out, and then you put a piece of, you extend it 1 inch, then you weld it on the inside, then you brace it here, you brace it on the inside, you brace this down, and then you cap all this out, you reinforce that. So that's pretty self-explanatory. That's pretty self-explanatory. Same thing on the bottom. I think I got 2.5. I think I got 2.5 or 3 ton springs in the front. I don't know. I have to go look at the invoice and see what that is. Also, you have to. I got to do a little bit of rust repair right here, which ain't no big deal. I can fix that. Then the outside needs to be braced. Needs to be reinforced. The arch needs to be reinforced. All this. Now, once I do all the metal and all the welding and all that stuff, I'm going to have the chassis blasted. I'm going to have it media blasted, strip all the rust off of it, and then start doing body work on it. Depending on how clean I get the metal work, I'll get it powder coated. If it doesn't, because powder coat don't hide anything, it just amplifies it. So the better I get it in finished metal, where it's, then I can have it powder coated. I'd much rather have it powder coated because it's done with electrolysis and it can get in the cracks and crannies and stuff. So I'll just have to spend a lot of time on it, getting all the metal work right, sanding it, polishing it, getting it where it needs to go, because I really, really, really want to get it powder coated, because Mystic, they have a color, well, actually it's my color, and it's a candy orange, which looks just like the orange that I have picked out for the car. So the whole chassis will be painted orange to color match. I might even go and do the A-arms as well, just do all of it color match. I don't know yet. I still don't know, but I know the chassis is going to be orange. So I don't know if I'm going to accent some colors or it's just going to be orange all in your face. I don't know. But I know the chassis is going to be powder coated. I want it to be powder coated, so all the metal work has to be damn near flawless. Like all this stuff here has to be cleaned up. Harbor Freight's going to have to sponsor me on this shit, because I'm going to flapper wheel this thing to death. Clean all this splatter up, all this shit. Even though you won't see it, all this shit will have to be cleaned up and everything. Like all this stuff right here, this is all factory shit. All this to be cleaned up. There'll be a cross brace here. Also, somewhere right in here, there's going to be two uprights that actually will come through the trunk, and it actually will be the feet. It will actually be the telescopic feet for when I build the tray for the trunk, so it just slides into that. That will be where it reinforced. I can't remember the video I seen, but it was really cool how they done it. But they done it on an Impala. And then I seen a G-body. It was a good idea, but it was poor execution that I watched. I've been watching a shitload of videos, and I mean, there's really hardly nothing out there on a G-body that I can find that actually explains everything and shows everything step by step. And Cars in the Cut was one that actually told me to actually do this, and I needed to do something just for members only. And so Cars told me, said, look, just do members only for OG6. And I know Metal Art Customs, he does the same thing with his stuff. So this is my appreciation to the ones that are members to the channel. This is just going to be members only. I'll do little tidbits, little sneak peeks, to get people to bring them over to the channel, but it's just going to be members only. So, actually, Carolina Big, they just cut. I can't walk. Yeah, I can. I can walk down here. I can walk down here. I got a signal. So the one that I did see, so I'm going to do that whole chassis. Then I'm going to take the body off. Then we'll do the body. So the one that I seen, they where the frame's at, they had cut 2 holes right here, and the stubs had stuck up right here. And then they built a tray, and the tray just slid. It just dropped into the trunk, and then they pinned it. They just put bolts in it, and then I got to drill all the spot welds out of that spire tire hole, and then cover that up. But that's how they had it. They had 2 stubs that they actually took a torch and cut 2 damn big ass holes, and unbolted the body, picked the body up on the frame, welded the stubs to the chassis, then dropped the body back down, bolted it back down, and then built the rack. And this rack right here, it was 6 batteries. They had 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and 2 pumps in the middle. So I'm running 6 batteries. That's what it's set up for, 6 batteries. 3 on the front pump, 3 on the back pump. So 36 volts. Yeah, 12, 24. Yeah, 36 volts on the front pump, 36 volts on the back pump. That's how JoJo's got me set up for right now. So we'll just see. But that's the plan. Yeah, you could do that too. So that's the plan on that, is to do this chassis, get this chassis completely done where it's a roller, wheels. And I'm even saying that once I do the uprights, I'm talking about building the tray and everything. Like, go down there to that car while it's on the lift, cut the holes in the trunk, just like that other cat did, and then just build the frame and everything where it fits in the trunk, right? Where it just fits in the trunk like it's supposed to, and then just pick it up and then set it on this, and we're done. I want this thing to be a complete chassis. In my vision, in my mind, this is what I see this thing. A complete chassis, a complete roller, a 6.0 or a 6.2 automatic transmission, dry shaft made, the rack on the back with the pumps, the batteries, the chain bridge, the rear end braced up, completely done. Fuel tank, like a little makeshift fuel tank, the whole damn kit caboodle, everything. And then reach over there and hit the key. When I done my old car, I made a stand that actually bolted to the chassis, and you could literally crank the car at the college. You just flip the switch, crank it, and it would run. And then have this thing running and driving. And just run. And then once the chassis completely done, roller chassis, wheels, everything's done, exhaust, the whole damn shit, kabang caboodle. That's why I say I gotta stay focused. The whole chassis, once it's all done, pull OG6, pull it up here to the lift, take the front end off, get the rotisserie out of the shipping container, bring the rotisserie up here, take the body off of that chassis, bolt the rotisserie to that body, and then start doing all the body work. Strip the bottom of the floors, paint the bottom of the floor pans, strip them, do all the body work, everything. That one right there, I'm going bananas on it. I'm going to do it like I did the cars at Petty's and like I did that 68 Pontiac GTO. I'm painting the bottom of the car too. The bottom of the car is going to be slicker than owl shit. Everything. So when the car's picked up and you look underneath it, it's going to be fucking painted. It's going to be slicker. It's going to be slick like a damn beaver tail, not furry like a squirrel. That is the plan for that. And then once the body's done and all that's done and the engine and everything in this is done, I'll take the body, put it back on the lift, take the chassis, roll the chassis up underneath the damn cutlass under OG6, set the body back down, put all the bolts in it, hold it down. It's done. It's done and done and done and done. Done. I even seen, and just be completely done, and then put the car together, put it all together, and then reach in there, do all the wiring, hit the switch, crank that bitch up, drive it in the paint booth, tape it up, and paint the car. So that's the plan. So been on here 30 minutes. I appreciate it. I hope if anybody's got any questions, I'll go back through the chat and see what we got going on. So that is the plan. And I told y'all I'm focused. I ain't got time for no bullshit. So right now, what we're gonna do is we're going to this thing. This is probably, other than my 4-door dually, this is probably gonna be one of the nicest, one of the last nice. I mean, this is probably gonna be one of the last nicest cars that I do. When I tell y'all I'm on a 30-month deadline, I'm not a deadline, but I'm on a 30-month plan. In 30 months, Lord willing, if I'm still alive, my shop is going to be have a completely different makeover. Completely. Yeah, this right here is going to be, I'll probably never finish this car. I say that. This car probably end up get put in storage and just wrapped up in a big old vacuum bag and probably put it in a big ass shipping bag and stick a damn leaf blower on it and put it on a suck mode and suck that sumbitch vacuum tight and throw some mothballs in it and be done with it. This right here, this car right here, I'm gonna fucking drive this car. Lord willing, if I die, somebody else is gonna fucking drive it. But this right here is my objective. This right here is my objective. So I'm gonna take this cardboard and we are going to take this right here and we're going to set it down like that. And I'm going to kind of get it where I need to get it, and I'm going to trace it. I'm going to trace this out. And I need it where I want it to wrap around. He said wrap around. I want it to wrap around to come to about right here. That's still enough room because these are leaving. So it'll be heim joints, big heim joints. And it'll just be a regular adjustable chromoly tubing. Not going to do long arms, don't need long arms, but I'm going to make this bracket where it comes around and grabs right here. And then what I'll do is the cap part, it'll be capped, but it'll be a hole here where you still get a socket inside of it, where a socket, where you can still get a socket in here and take it out, but it'll be capped and it'll be round in radius. So let's just put this thing right here. I might just put y'all down here on the floor. Let me put you down here on the floor. Let me live with you. Yeah, that'll work right there. So by the next time I'll get a stand and then y'all have a point of view at the top. Well, like I say, this is the factory edge. So that's pretty straight. So we're gonna put that up there like that. And we're gonna trace this thing out. And then we'll so that right there, that's basically the profile, right? But let me put y'all back up here so I can talk to you. So basically that's the profile, right? But we need to add, probably just add an inch to it, right? So at least an inch. That's what she said. I need at least an inch. And see, once I get it drawed out on this cardboard the way I want it, then I'm gonna have to draw it in that new software in the computer and then cut it out. We'll cut it out. And once we cut it out, we'll save it in the computer as G-body trailing arm support brackets or reinforced brackets. and then I can make a set, take a picture of them, put them online, and then, you know, maybe it'd be a little extra income. So I just went around and just tick, 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 tick. Just made a mark. So I made a mark, right? That's my 1 inch mark. So now what I'm doing, I'm gonna slide it underneath it a little bit further till I line up my marks. See that? Now I got a profile. See? So that's a 1 inch profile, right? So that right there, that tells me that this, let me show you, I'll turn it around so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is where I originally put it up there, right? And then I marked it out 1 inch, right? And then I slid it in another inch, and then I marked it again. So now that is the actual part, but we're gonna fine tune it, right? So that's out 1 inch, but we're gonna actually make it a little bit more beefier. So what I'll probably do is we'll probably radius these a little bit out. So we'll probably bring this up a little bit more. It's like a reference point here, and then we'll bring a tangible line from here to here, and then we'll probably come out here and then do another tangible line here, a data point here, and then a data point here, and a data point here, and then run a tangible line from here to here, and then we'll give it a radius, and then we'll grab this tangible line and we'll go straight. And by doing that, that'll give me meat on the top, because that's the whole thing. If it was like that, it ain't gonna do anything. We need at least a couple of inches. We need at least a couple of inches of support. So the bracket will actually come like this. No Mac. Everything that I've seen online is 10 or 11 gauge. No, everything that I've seen online is 10 or 11 gauge. But this right here, I'm gonna make this out of 3/16. But everything else, like everything else that I've seen online, like all this, the stuff that you can buy, every bit of that stuff, all that bracing, all the bracing for the outside, all that is 10 or 11 gauge, which is 1/8 inch, 0.125. But for this right here, I got a bunch of 3/16. So I have some 3/16 that's 6 inch wide, right? I got 6 inch wide pieces that are 8 foot long. So that's what I'm gonna base my part off of, so I don't have to buy no material. So I'll make something, well, 3/16 ain't off from quarter. Look at that son of a bitch right there. Look at that son of a bitch right there. So, but yeah, so that's what we'll do right there is do this right here. And then I'll play with this design a little bit until I get what I want, and then we'll cut it out. He bounces his on air ride? He bounces his on air ride? Yeah, gonna use that right there. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. Pandora? Are you talking about Pandora? I thought Pandora was aired. that. Look, see? Got a box cutter. Yeah? Need to give me some big scissors. I could go in there and use the bandsaw. I could go use the bandsaw to cut it. I could go in there and use the bandsaw and just be done with it. Come on, let's go in there. Come on, let's go in there. Let's go in there and use the bandsaw. Let's go use the bandsaw. I done that right there. Yeah, probably so. Probably so. So it should be a mirror image. Let's look on this side right here. All right, see the fuel line. Let's see what it looks like on this side. Not me, stupid. So yeah, see, it looks good right there. So probably what I'll do is that right there looks good. Looks pretty good right there. But I need to radius this out. Right? Let my leg hold it. Yeah, it turned out pretty good, man. If you trace it. So to be the part, but this right here, you can't have it like that. So probably what I'll do is radius it back to take away this sharp edge. I don't know what I'm gonna do right yet, so I'm not gonna cut it because I don't know. So I could come right here. I could come right here and radius it this way. You know, put an arch this way. I don't know yet, so we'll keep messing with it and see. But this right here is the fuel line. So this is the intake line, and then this is the return. So the return's on this side. So if you flip this over mirror image and you put it on this side, works out good right there. But when you put it up here at the top, see, it's into the line. So we already know we're gonna have to cut it back. So we're gonna have to cut it back at least to that rib right there, the fourth rib. So let's go in here and cut it off at the fourth rib. And now the crazy part is, once I get this done, I'm gonna have to draw this for real in the computer and then cut it. That's gonna be the fun part. That's gonna be the fun part. Plus learning how to run that CAD. So we said the fourth rib, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, the fourth rib. All right, so we cut it off at the fourth rib. All right, we cut it off at the fourth rib. All right, we'll flip this thing over. See, that's good on that side. And then you go right there. Have to clean that little weld up. That's good on that side. So we'll probably have to come right here. Probably have to come right there and radius it this way. Probably radius it that way so it clears the fuel lines, or it don't look like it's unfinished, right? So I have to do that. And probably also, I didn't look on this side. Yeah, right there. We need to add about 1 inch to the end. All right, because I want it to need to add about 1 inch to the end right there. So right there, we'll have to add 1 inch to the end when I draw it on both sides, and then when we cup it, when we plate it over, make sure there's a hole big enough where a socket gets in there. So that will be that side. What's up, Eric? What's up, 87? So that'd be that, but we're gonna have to radius that end. So this will be the pocket brace for this side, and then we flip it over mirror image on this side, and then we'll do like that right there, and then we'll clean up, we'll radius this, we'll radius it from there, probably change everything. Probably instead of radiusing out, we'll probably radius it in. So probably what we'll do is we'll probably radius it this way where it comes to a point, because we want this piece to end where it runs, so it runs to this, so it's kind of like the radius will be this way, so when it radiuses over, then I can weld straight down and then smooth it out, and it will look like one continuous piece where the original frame come around and then come around like that and then wrapped back around. And then once you make the top piece and the bottom piece, then we'll cap the inside. And this piece that caps on the inside will have a hole, you know, pretty good size hole where you can put a socket in there to get to that bolt. So that's that on that, boys and girls. So hopefully in the morning I'll get the metal. In the morning I'll get the 10 gauge or 11 gauge or whatever they have, and then make these brackets. So tomorrow's adventure. So I'll go live again tomorrow. It'll be part 2 of this build, just members only. We'll figure it out, and then once I get it, the template made, then I got to draw it and then cut it out. So this piece will be here, this piece will be at the top, and then like I said, we'll end it somewhere probably right in here. And then the metal will flush into like that. So these will be the first things we make. And once we do that, then we'll probably do this. Probably do these first. Then we'll box the chassis. We'll do that. We'll box the outside of the chassis. The chain bridge will probably be the last thing we do on the backside. I'm gonna try it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I gotta wait because the lower link bars that I found are like $700 for the lower link bars, or for the trailing arm brackets. So they're chrome ollie. They're 1.5 inch chrome ollie, DOM tubing. They have adjustable heim joints on both ends. They're serviceable. I've been looking at them. A lot of them are chicken shit. They look like shit, little bitty ass link bars, little bitty ass threads, shit like that. But the ones that I actually found that I like, that are beefy, they're like $600 a set for the uppers and lowers. So I'm gonna try not to buy anything right now. I'm gonna try to do everything in-house for right now, because I'm trying to finish up all the metal on the shop. And then, yeah, so the upper ones, also the bridge that goes across the top, these are notorious for breaking these ears. When you do high lock, these break off like crazy. I did find a kit for the top that comes up and comes over. It kind of looks like some rock crawler shit. Comes up and comes over, and then it has the two ears here and there. It literally looks like rock crawler shit is what it looks like. But you have to take and cut all this off, and then you take their piece. Then their piece slides down over top of it, and then you can't weld to cast. This is cast, but you can weld to the tube. And then I have to put the power balls on that. So all this, so I don't want to make this thing not a roller, because if I need the shop space, I can roll it right out of the way and then roll it right back in there. So yeah, you can build your own. Yeah. I can build my own, but I have to thread everything. I'd have to thread the ends, and I don't have none of that stuff. And I don't know if you've ever bought a damn 3/4 tap, but a 3/4 tap's $200-300 for a 3/4 tap. I don't mind buying the link bars that's already made. I really don't. Now, if I can find, now here's something. Now, if I can find, now I know Infamous, he sells lowrider stuff, and he has DOM tubing that one end already, I'm gonna go look tonight, because I've bought stuff from him before. So I don't know the size of the tubing though. So I know Infamous sells link bars. One end already is welded and it's non-adjustable. Then the other end it's cut the length, and then it comes with the end, the pocket that goes in there, and then you TIG it to it, and it's adjustable. So they're only adjustable one way. So it's not adjustable on both ends. And they're just solid. They're solid at one, they're fixed at one end, and then they're adjustable at the other ones. There's nothing wrong with those, but the ones that I've been looking at are adjustable on both ends. So I guess it really don't matter. Once you get it locked in, I guess it don't matter. But I'm gonna look at Infamous I'm gonna look at Infamous tonight, cause they're out like in Arizona or some shit like that, and I'm gonna send him an email and see what he has. Cause if he has link bars, that are pretty stout, and I also have to measure this too. So you have to measure this part here, the width. So whatever their bushing is. So that bushing right there, that's a 2.5 bushing right there. So if the ends of Infamous stuff is not 2.5 inches wide, then it's not gonna help me. It's not gonna help me. Okay, cool. So that's like, it's like 2.25 if you look at it, 2.25 from there to there. So if that's what I did on the little mini truck, I bought the link bars, cut them the length, and then I TIGged them together, and I was done. But the ones that I actually found that are nice and they're adjustable on both ends, and the heim joints are serviceable, that's another thing. They were $600 for a set, for all four, for these and the top ones. And like I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm trying not to spend no money until I have to, like big money. Like we already got the hydraulics, we already got all this, so that's where we at on that. So, like I said, this is gonna be a little different. It's probably gonna be slower than my normal stuff, but this is just gonna be for members only. So maybe we can get some foot traffic on this members only. If not, it'll just be us fellas, and it's all good, and ladies. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna work on this a little bit. I'm not gonna do too much off camera because I want to try to keep everything on camera. I don't want to sugarcoat nothing. I don't want to not be transparent. I want to let you guys know, because that's the biggest pet peeve that I have. You see people online and they're like, yeah, we're going to do this, and then voila, it's done. And they don't show you in between. They show you the beginning and the end, and then they don't tell you shit because they're afraid somebody's going to steal something from them. I mean, they're going to take their knowledge with them, and when they die, guess what? Somebody's going to have to start all over and try to figure it out. I'm going to be 100% transparent. Once I figure it out, you will know it. And also, I'm debating on going with Caprice spindles and the hub assembly, because with the Caprice, JoJo at Red's Hydraulics said they use Caprice stuff on G-bodies, because you get the bigger ball joints and you get the bigger brakes and the bigger rotors, but you can still run 15-inch wire wheels, knockoff wheels, but it's the big 5 lug pattern and not the small 5. So this is the small 5. So if you do the Caprice on the front, he was telling me that they do Caprice on the back as well. And I know a lot of people do the Blazer, which is cool. But if I did the Blazer on the back and the Caprice on the front, then the lug pattern would be different. The fronts would be different from the back. So, yeah, 13s. Yeah, 13s. And yeah, he said with the Caprice wheels, the Caprice, you could still run 13 wires. That's what's on the car now. I mean, I thought about getting these re-chromed, but they wanted like $400 a piece to have them re-chromed. I'm going to see if my powder coater can strip them and powder coat them. I think these are 13s. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, these are 13s. 155, 80, 13s. So, but anyways, boys and girls, I appreciate you. It's 60 minutes. You know, guys, I like to keep my live 60 minutes. So, we'll be back tomorrow, Lord willing, 6 o'clock tomorrow for part 2. I appreciate everybody. Tulu, Carolina Big, Metal, Elko, Tony Bands, 87, Nathan. I'm going to go back through, make sure I didn't miss nobody. I'm checking the messages, fellas. Angie. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, I got everything cleaned up yet again. All right, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you. Remember what I said. Yeah, that's what Mac. That's what Elko. I didn't step over your comment, Elko. That's what Elko was talking about earlier. This right here is Jet Hot Coat, and it's about the same price as powder. It looks like chrome. See, that looks like chrome. So Elko was saying do all the A-arms, and stuff in this, or powder. I know technology has come a long way, and it will look like it's chrome. So yeah, it's gonna be a long road, boys and girls. Hey, I just want to let everybody know, it's been, I think the 28th, ain't it? The 28th or the 29th? Yeah, the 28th, since I've had no caffeine. So my blood pressure normally runs, this is gonna freak y'all out. I don't take any meds whatsoever, right? My blood pressure runs about 136 over like 62, 65, maybe 70, somewhere in there, plus or minus, right? Appreciate that, Tulu. So I shared this with Cars today, and he's like, "Hey man, share it with the members, right?" So, I had my blood. I went to the doctor. I had a checkup. Went to the doctor. For a checkup. You know how he does, jiggle your balls and all that bullshit. So they took my blood pressure when I got in there. And that girl in there, she looked at me and she says, "Are you all right?" And I said, he said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm good." And she's like, "Are you sure you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She just looked at me like I was crazy or something. And I said, "Yeah, I'm good." I said, "I did get a letter today in the mail." I said, "I did get a letter in the mail yesterday. It said to the state of Jeremy Green, our condolences for Jeremy Green passing. Can you please do it?" So I got a letter in the mail yesterday to my estate telling my family that they're sorry for that I died. And I had to call them today, and they got it on record that I've died. And that was a clusterfuck, a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms right there. So it's recorded, and they wanted proof of death and all this other stuff. So that I'm dead, but I'm not dead yet. But anyways. Beside the nurse, she said, "Oh my God, are you sure you're okay?" "Yeah, Tulu, I'll take a picture of it and I'll send it to you. So she's like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'm good." And she's like, "Well, considering all that," she said, "your blood pressure is 126 over 61 or 62. It's like 123 or 126. And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're not on blood pressure medicine, are you?" And I was like, Nah. She's like, "You still going to the gym?" I said, "No, I need to go back." I said, "They finally released me." I said, "I need to go back." And she's like, "Well, whatever you doing, keep doing it." I said, "Well, I'll tell you what I've been doing." She said, "What's that?" I said, "I stopped drinking them damn energy drinks, and I ain't had no caffeine since the 28th of last month. The 28th of September, I ain't had no caffeine, none whatsoever. And I have not had no energy drinks, no caffeine whatsoever since the 28th of September. And she said, "Are you serious right now?" And I said, "Yeah." No coffee." I said, "I don't drink coffee, never drunk coffee." She said, "Oh my God." She said, "Well, I'm glad that you stopped drinking them things, because you would come in here with one of them things in your pocket. And I told you, the doctor always told you to quit drinking them things." I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God, when you get in there, you make sure you tell the doctor." So when the doctor come in there, he said, "Congratulations on no caffeine, especially congratulations on no energy drinks." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "How you sleeping?" And I said, "I don't sleep anyway, man. I don't sleep about 2 or 3 hours a night." And he's like, I said, but I'm gonna start taking some magnesium and some other stuff like that to try. And he's like, well, I'm so happy, I'm so proud of you. He said, we got to do some blood work and do some other stuff. He said, but that's great that you ain't drinking them energy drinks no more. So I thought I'd share that with you. So it's like 126 over 62, somewhere around there, plus or minus. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, boys and girls, I appreciate every single one of you tapping in. Y'all have a great afternoon. I'll have some more stuff for you tomorrow. And once we start doing some cutting and welding, it'll get more interesting. But this is just part one of the mini series we're going on with. So I appreciate every single one of you. Hit that. Y'all already, look, remember I said, boys and girls, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and dry. Peace, some chicken grease, I'm out.